Hand gets, yeah, straight sleeve, cross collar, foot in my hip, and this foot in the bicep. And now he can start pulling me down into triangles and arm bars and all sorts of really bad things. We know that from here, I would like to be able to get my head back, but I can't because my arms are controlled. So rather than trying to fight his legs with my arms, I'm going to fight his legs with my legs. So I'm going to use my left knee here to come in and control Ant's right knee. Now when he tries to use his foot in my bicep, I can pummel inside and take that away. Now I'm going to control his lapel here because that's going to let me keep the leg out. When I go here, this lapel grip and connecting my knee and my elbow together help to shut that knee shield out the same way that this grip did. So this, when he tries to bring the knee shield in, keeps it out. Same thing, if I'm here with the lapel and I bring knee and elbow together, he tries to bring the knee shield in, it keeps it out. So collar cup bicep again. Caught here. I want my right elbow retracted to me. If my right elbow gets pulled forward, there's triangles and arm bars. So my right elbow stays back, so he can't get inside my right elbow. Now from here, I can grab this lapel for later. This will be how we shut the knee shield out later, so I grab that right now. And now we fight the strength of his legs with our legs. We don't try to fight with our arms. I bring my left knee to the inside position. And I pummel. Now, I'm going to step across with my right leg, step over his leg with my left, and we're back into our knee cup position. Now from here, I want to stop his underhook escape, taking the elbow out of position, and we hit our pass. So that's how we deal with collar cup bicep guard. I'll show you guys one more very common connection, and this one pairs very, very well with the knee cut as well. De La Riva guard. So I start by pointing the feet down and away, and I step to the inside. One of the risks associated with stepping to the inside is he might reach up and grab De La Riva, just like so. One foot in the hip, one De La Riva leg, usually controlling my ankle, and oftentimes on the cross collar. Now from here, because my arms are free, the first thing I'm going to do is get my posture back. Remember, he wants to break my stance and balance, and I want to be able to have a good, natural stance and balance. As long as he controls my head, I can't control my own stance and balance. So I get my head control back. 2 on 1, pop it off. Now from here, next thing is I'm going to do the De La Riva hook. Hand here below the knee, straighten my leg and push down in the knee. Okay, so he's going to keep that De La Riva hook in, pop it up. Last thing is jump the foot. I'm going to take a step back to break his connection of his foot to my leg, so I can point the foot down, and I jump over the foot. Now my right hand goes to the lapel, I connect my knee and my elbow to keep this knee shield out, and I come across the body. And we're back into our knee cut. He's going to be trying to either underhook or elbow escape, and I deal with them appropriately. I deal with the elbow escape with a cross bicep post. I deal with the underhook escape with a cross bicep post. I deal with the elbow escape by taking his elbow out of position. One more time with De La Riva. Feet point down and away. Step to the inside, he immediately wraps De La Riva. First thing, I don't want him to have my collar. I block. If he does get the collar, I break. Now I want to get this De La Riva hook off, so he can't pull my weight forward. This De La Riva hook allows him to pull his knee to his chest and get me out of balance. I want to take that foot off. Now if he pulls his knee to his chest, does nothing. Next, I want to be able to start stepping over this foot so I can close the distance. If I try to walk forward right now, that foot stops me. So I got to move that foot. Take a step back, point it down, and jump the foot. Now I'm going to connect knee and elbow with my lapel grip, Alternatively, you could wedge the pocket of the hip like we did earlier. Now we come across, he tries to bring that knee shield in, my knee and my elbow keep it out, and now we're back to our same position. Now we're going to take his elbow out of position, and we complete our pass. So that's breaking connections. I mean, you could think of a number of other different guards to be caught in, ways to break connections and follow it up with knee cup pass. These are just a couple of the simplest. Collar cuff bicep and De La Riva can connect very well to the knee cup pass. All right, let's go on to step number 4, or section number 4. And this section is going to be the idea of connecting different guard passes together in chains so that you eventually get the breakthrough over time. You cannot throw up one pass at a time. I can't try a double under, and when that fails, I stop and reset. And then I try a knee cut, and when that fails, I stop and reset. If you get used to throwing up one technique attempt at a time, and every time it fails, you just stop, yeah, you're not going to be beating good people. Beating good people is going to require learning to chain your attacks together in ways that are efficient and make sense. So let me show you guys now how I can connect over under to knee cut, double under the knee cut to over under, knee cut to double under. Okay? Throw the camera. Last part. Remember, all these passes have the same steps. Don't forget that. We break connections. Once connections are broken, we point the feet away, up and away, down and away, or to the side and away. Once we get the feet pointed away, we control the pockets of the hip for the express intent of keeping his knees out. When I control the pocket of the hips and Ant tries to bring his knees and legs back, then he can't. Okay? Then once we have the pockets of the hip controlled, then we patiently manage the transition from the hips to the head and shoulders. So let's see how we can manifest this, make this happen by combining guard passes. Let's start with our attempt at the knee cut. I go knee cut. Maybe he gets his knee shield in. We saw one good way to deal with the knee shield is the ankle lift, where I force his leg to extend, which takes his knee out of the way. I come in here, elbow deep at the ankle, and I lift. From here, I pummel my head to the pocket of the hip, and that's the next step in passing, right? The pocket of the hip. From here, we can go on and complete our over-under pass as we learned it last week. We can also connect it to the double under pass. I come in. Once again, Ant got the knee shield in. I didn't want it to come in, but it got in. Again, I can use my ankle lift method. I try to come in for an over-under, and he's framing really well, so I can't get my head to the pocket of the hip this way. So from here, I'm going to pummel my left foot to the inside. I step around to this corner, and now I can start going into my double under passing. Okay, so they were both very similar. I'll show them again really quick. We tried a knee cut, we run into a knee shield. Now we have some good methods of dealing with a knee shield. Don't forget those. One of them was a knee bump, where I use my knee to bump his leg out of my way and pummel my elbow back inside. We also had the lower leg knee cut. Control the head, control the lower leg, and knee cut out over the lower leg. But if you want to connect your knee cut to your over-under pass and your double under passes, you're going to want to use your ankle lift, where we force the leg to extend. You come in here, I extend to the leg by lifting the ankle, and now I can either pummel my head into an over-under position, or I can pummel my left leg back to the inside, come around to this angle, and go into a double under position. Let's start looking at that in reverse. Let's look at over under to knee cut or double under to knee cut. I come in here, I point the feet down and away. I go over and I want to get to my over under position, but Ant frames really well. And he's protecting the pocket of the hip, so I can't get my head to the pocket of the hip. When I can't get my head and shoulder to the pocket of the hip, I can bring my right arm inside. My elbow bumps his knee out. My right knee comes to the pocket of the hip here, and we're back into our knee cut. Let's see that again. I go here, I'm trying to go over under. He's really fighting me, I can't get in. So my right arm swims inside to the pocket of the hip, and then my right knee pushes through to the pocket of the other hip. Now we have to deal with the elbow position so he doesn't elbow escape. And we're past. And finally, let's look at our double under to knee cut. It's going to be very similar, very much the same. I point the feet up and away, I come down, and I try to line myself up on this diagonal line from near hip to far shoulder. But as I'm trying to hike this leg and keep it up on my shoulder, and just trying to keep this leg down on my elbow. Here, so this is just foot in the way or whatever, yeah. So here I can't lift this leg. I want to go double under, but I can't get this leg up to my shoulder. So from here, I'm starting to jump over the foot. My right arm once again pummels from that position to inside, and I take my elbow and wrist into the pocket of the hip. And now, you guessed it, my right knee to the pocket of this hip. Now if Ant tries maybe an underhook escape, cross bicep post, repummel. If he tries an elbow escape, we take that elbow up out of position. We're through. All right, guys, that's a lot of information. You guys may need to pause this, watch it in chunks, re-watch it a couple times, whatever you have to do to learn all the information. But if you can remember and retain all this and learn all this and internalize it so that it becomes something, or it changes from something you remember and becomes something you know or something you can read. And once you learn to read it, you don't need to remember all the little steps, you just understand how to read your partner in the position, then it starts to become a lot easier to remember these details. Because you start to look at jiu-jitsu as terms of problems and solutions, as opposed to trying to remember a series of steps. Trying to remember a series of steps is hard unless you have some simple guiding principles. I've given you those simple guiding principles. Break the connections. Point the feet away. Get to and control the pocket of the hip. And be patient during the cranial shift. The better you get at just reading your opponent and picking and choosing the right response for the right problem they're giving to you is going to go a long way. Again, remember, it's not just remembering a series of steps, of movements. Rather, it's about understanding the various problems that your opponent's going to present to you that are very common. We're going to see the knee shield all the time, the elbow escapes, the underhook escapes, the same problems. And once you start to learn and understand all the problems, now you can start building all of your solutions to those various problems, which is what I did for you in this video. I gave you solutions to lassos and knee cuts and elbow escapes and underhook escapes, etc. So yeah, I hope this is a good information. Great work, and then we will see you guys next week for another one.